So, how's it going today, Jordan?
All right.
Good to see you again. How you been?
Been all right.
Okay. How was your week?
Good.
Good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to school every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
I don't like it, but I went to it.
I mean, you gotta go, man. You're like in what, 11th grade?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you're almost done with it. Or no, you're not 11th grade. Yeah, you are. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My bad. I get confused sometimes. So school's good, and are you sure it went good?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're fine.
Well, how about I talk about this with you, okay? So, I got a fax yesterday from your high school, Heritage High School, and it basically informed me that there was an incident reported last Tuesday, about 4 days ago, involving you and another student. Um, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Or no? Okay. Well,
There's no incident.
Well, according to your principal, there was. I read the report. Basically, what it informed me was is that you were at school during the lunch period, um, and you and another student somehow got into a verbal disagreement about something, and eventually you said a rather inappropriate joke about black Mexican people, which I wish I didn't have to repeat this to you, but it's not acceptable in the school, nor is it acceptable. Period. So let's talk about that, okay?
Okay.
Are you done lying now?
I mean, I wouldn't say that was an incident.
Okay.
I
Well,
was just telling a joke.
I guess, but your school sees it as an incident, and not only that, but the fact that it doesn't really phase you, or you don't really seem to want to admit that it occurred, just kind of gives me the impression that you don't really care about what happened that day and what was said, and basically the outcome of the situation. And I guess it's a little difficult to hear that it's still occurring, even after I've read your other incident reports that are reported, because there may be more, I don't know, but basically what happened last Tuesday is very similar to what's been going on this past year or so, with you and other students on campus. So let's talk about that. What's going on with Jordan?
They're just jokes. I'm just
Well,
coming up with funny jokes.
I guess
all I do is tell my friends. If there's other people around that are gonna hear them, then I mean, I'm not just gonna take all my friends in a room by ourselves and tell them jokes. If I think about it, I'm just gonna say a joke.
So, well, let's back up here. What about these things that you're saying or doing? What about them is funny to you?
I mean, it's just stuff that I see on TV and online, other jokes. I don't come up with them all the time. It's just stuff that I hear.
Right. But I mean, some of these other jokes that I read, a lot of them are very derogatory, and there are a lot of it is derogatory towards people unlike yourself. And my feeling is this is if someone was making fun of you, would you like it?
No, I'm not making fun of anyone. If people are making fun of me, then I'll probably beat their ass, but I'm not making fun of anyone.
Yeah,
and specifically, people that are around me that hear them sometimes just get mad, but I mean, I'm not trying to make them mad. I'm just telling jokes to people like my friends.
Right.
And other people are hearing them and telling them on me, and that's how I get in trouble. It's not like I'm going up to them and just making fun of them and picking a fight.
Well, I guess my thing is are there other ways that you can express your humor in, I guess, a politer sense or less derogatory?
I mean,
Because
I don't really see the problem with telling jokes.
right.
I'm
Well,
not.
what I'm trying to say to you is this: is that like by you saying jokes to this level or extent of hatred, loath, um, stuff that's you know very hateful. How can you see humor in it at that level?
I don't know. I just think it's funny. I mean, I don't really.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess like what I'm also saying to you is this: is that I'm not the only one who thinks that these jokes are inappropriate or not jokes. Because the thing about it is that while I may not see them as jokes, however you see them as jokes, there are still like other people, uh, those who I guess have what you want to say have tattled on you or ratted on you.
Yeah, the black kid tattled on me when I said that
Well,
one joke the other day
well,
that you're talking about. He like got
well,
all pissed off when I said it.
well.
I
Think
even
about it.
told him I was like, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking to my friends. But he was.
Well, I mean, if he
all
was
in my
with his
face.
friends and he was making fun of you, how would you feel?
Wasn't making fun of him.
But if he said something like that about you or like white people, because you're white, how would you feel?
I probably would just. If it was a joke, I'd probably just laugh.
Okay. So you would laugh if he made a joke about a white person,
Yeah.
and it was kind of directed, and it was kind of suggestively
Or I would
directed
just,
at you.
or just tell him to shut up, and I wouldn't go tell him.
Yeah. Well, I guess like back to what I was saying is like those people that have what you say tattled on you, like also don't think it's funny either. So there are other people out there who don't think it's correct, if you will. Have you thought about it that much?
I mean, like I said, I don't really. I'm not gonna just like not say anything. Like, oh, I'm around this person who's black, I can't say anything about that. Oh, I'm around this person who's a girl, I can't say anything about girls. Or like, oh, I'm around this person who's like, who's like Chinese, I can't say anything like Chinese. Like, I'm not just gonna go around and like not say anything. Like, if it comes in my head, I'm just gonna say it. Like, if it's funny. I'm not just gonna look around like, oh, who's around me so I can like say this joke.
But what happens if you think it's funny? It has to be said.
I mean, I just say it to like my friends, like just like my group of people that I'm like we all just kind of
But you're still gonna
keep
be
it to ourselves.
You're still kind of getting in trouble though. So not everyone is, not keeping it to themselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why I keep getting told on or why I keep getting in trouble for it. I mean,
Have you thought about other ways of expressing yourself in a less humiliating way?
no, I mean, I don't really see it as when I get in trouble, it doesn't really like when I get detention or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really make me want to not say those things. It doesn't really stop me. I'm not
So,
sure why it doesn't stop me. It just
so like saying something is like worth going to detention for.
yeah, like if it's like really funny and I'm gonna make like my friends laugh, and even if I get told on and get in trouble, like I guess it just doesn't really make me not want to say it. I'd rather make my friends laugh and stuff and be funny than
Yeah. Well, what happens if I'm assuming that like you're in a predominantly, you know, middle class, upper middle class school who, you know, holds, certain ethical or,
there's a bunch of rich kids at my school.
well, like there's kind of like a attitude of like excellence or like it comes from like a very responsible background, I guess if you will. and there is also wealth in there as well. But like, what happens if you were like in a different situation with people who aren't your friends? Would you still be making these jokes?
No, not if I was around other people, I guess, that I didn't really know or that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you're around like people you know, and like you're around like what you're familiar with. Like, what happens if all of a sudden like you weren't in that situation?
I mean,
like we take you to, I don't know, a very alternate looking school, and see what happens, I guess. Because I mean, you're comfortable in this situation. What about? I mean, if you were to go to a different school, do you think you still would make those jokes?
I don't know. Probably not. I wouldn't want to say things like that if I was like around mostly those people.
Well, I mean, is it around like people like are you being are you like identifying a certain particular set of people, or are you saying like they're not your friends, so you wouldn't make jokes like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, like none of my friends are black, so
right.
If I was like around people that are mostly black, I probably wouldn't be saying like some of the stuff I say.
Yeah,
so I would just be stupid.
Do you see like the issue, I guess, where like in one sense you think it's okay because you're around a safe environment or like you're around your friends, but if you were in a different area that you didn't feel safe and you weren't really with your friends, you wouldn't do that? You see how that's kind of like contrary to, like kind of like being like true, like you're kind of like trying to play both sides of the fence.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, I'll never be in that situation where I'm at a place like that, so I don't really think about that.
Okay. Are you planning on staying in the area for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I mean, I plan on going to SVSU.
Okay.
To play football, hopefully.
Okay.
If I can get in there.
Well, do you think the football team is going to like jokes like that on the team?
No.
I mean, have you thought about that much?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got like 2 years left of school. So, I mean, if you haven't thought about it, you should maybe start thinking about it.
Well, I mean, I'm just around people all the time that are like, just say that kind of stuff and make those jokes. Like, my stepdad and his friends all joke like that. And, with my mom, they all think it's funny and they joke about that. I mean,
okay.
I see it like all the time.
Well, what's your
all my friends joke like that. I mean, it's just something that like
Let's kind of like identify your home life. I mean, we kind of talked about it last time. I got the idea. Mom, a couple sisters.
Yeah. My stepdad, most of the time is there.
Oh, he's there sometimes?
Sometimes he goes and stays at like other places. I don't really know, but
okay.
Most of the time I'm just there by myself though. So, except for like on the weekends and at night.
Okay. So what do you do when you're not at school with your friends?
I mean, sometimes my friends skip school. Sometimes, like I go to school, but when I get home from school, I'm usually just like I can do whatever I want. So.
Well, you're not really skipping school anymore because of the program you're in, the mandated program.
I haven't been able to really skip it that much, but
right.
When I get home from school, though, I can just do whatever I want. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do you like normally do when you get home from school?
Just watch TV, go on the computer.
Okay. What kind of shows you like?
I watch like some stand-up comedy and stuff. Like I like to watch like comedians.
Oh, okay. That's cool. You got a favorite comedian?
No. I mean, I kind of just like them all, but.
Oh, okay.
That's why I kind of like joke around a lot with my friends. Like I'm like the funny one who always jokes around, but I can't help it that like the things I find funny a lot are like mostly like jokes about black people and like other people.
Like handicapped people and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's like just like a lot of the jokes that I know and that I hear and that I think are funny. I mean, my friends and me all think it's funny, so that's like why I like to joke around about that kind of stuff.
Well, have you thought about like maybe that like these jokes are one of the reasons why you're here?
I guess. I don't know. I don't really think about that much.
Okay. Well, let's think about it. I mean, you've been in school, appear to be a bright young man, and you're kind of like repeating the same mistakes, going through the same old phases, and you're about to be on to the next chapter of your life here in a couple of years. And it seems as though you're kind of behind in thinking about that because, I mean, you've kind of like already touched on that you haven't really thought about college. I mean, like what you want to do in college. Or have you thought about what you want to do in college?
Not really.
Okay. And then, like, we still got you kind of like in and out of these spouts of trouble or having incident reports.
Well, I mean, whenever I get in trouble, no one ever like tells me what like. They just give me detention and tell me to go to detention, and like that's it. So like, how do you expect me to like even learn from my mistakes or whatever, my incidents? How do you expect me to like not?
Okay.
How do you expect me to change when I get in trouble if like nothing, they don't even do anything except give me detention and that's it?
Well, what could be better for you to not do this?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't even know why half the time I even get in trouble for certain things.
Okay. Well, let's think about it. Let's brainstorm. Like, what are some things that what could help Jordan not make the same mistakes over and over again?
I don't know, I guess watch like who I'm around when I'm telling jokes first of all, so that I don't
Okay.
get told on. But I mean, I don't know. I just think like some of the teachers like that I have, or just some of the people that usually give me attention, are like all they do is just say like, they just say that I'm like.
So you want attention?
No, they just say that I'm like being dumb and that I need to stop saying stuff like that, and then they give me attention like that. They don't like
Okay.
tell me what to do. They just.
But are you asking for attention though by going out of your way to get in trouble all the time? Do you think?
No, I mean I just like to make people laugh and.
Well, I mean, isn't that kind of attention seeking though, to make people laugh? And you've already kind of mentioned that you haven't really been getting attention at home because your parents are not around that much.
Yeah, I guess like it makes me like happy or whatever. Like it makes me feel good when everyone's like laughing. At,
Like they're kind of
things I say.
Like they're kind of in spirit with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like sometimes I make everyone laugh. It's not always like just my friends. Like
Well,
just some of the things I say, I guess, are like the teachers say are like really inappropriate. But I mean, I don't know. Sometimes.
well, what if you were able to have or be involved in something where you had an extracurricular activity and there was like a role model or like an individual that could like spend some time with you and kind of be like a guide for you, or like just maybe get involved in like a sports program where there's like a mentor or mentorship going on.
Well, I mean, like I want to play football, but I was not able to play this season because I was suspended.
Okay.
I was suspended too many times, so they said I couldn't play this season, but I can play next season if I don't get in trouble as much. But I mean, I just keep getting in trouble all the time because like everyone seems like they're always like trying to give me detention for every little thing I say. Like even when I just make like a small little joke about something, like they just all the teachers get all pissed off and just give me.
Well, I guess like like even as like your therapist, your clinical social worker therapist, clinical therapist. I just don't want to see you keep making the same mistakes, and I kind of see like that's what's going on for you is that you haven't really learned, or you have this idea to keep doing what you're doing. I don't think it's working out for you because you're sitting here in my office. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to give you tools or ideas of how you could not keep making the same mistakes, and also maybe learn something about yourself, or learn how to have a more appropriate vision of life. Because these jokes are very inappropriate, and I think they're causing harm, because you almost don't even seem like regretful about making them, or have any type of like empathy for the people that you're kind of making these jokes about.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not making jokes about specific people, and they just a lot of people in that school like to just tell on me because they always think that I'm like, even when I'm not even like causing trouble, like everyone tries to make it seem like I'm the one that's like the person that's causing trouble all the time, like being a dick to everyone.
But are you?
I mean, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes like when I make jokes like about certain people or whatever.
Well,
Like,
clearly, joke telling has not worked out because you've gotten in trouble for it multiple times. So even like the people that are around you, are like coming forward with these type of like accusations. So like even though I guess like my point is that even though you keep saying that you're around people that you trust or people that you think are your friends, they're still like getting you in trouble for what you're doing. You see my point?
Yeah.
So these people that you trust, they're still being trustful because they're reporting.
So I should just like stop making jokes and stop being funny like altogether and just be like, just sit there and like not do anything.
No, but like my point is like, you sit here and you say these jokes around your friends, you say these jokes around people who you trust. So maybe you tell like 4 friends a joke, and in the course of that, you are assuming that you can trust these 4 people not to tattle on you ever again for like what you said. So you're assuming that they'll forget about it or never be brought up again. And you walk away from that scene because you're not going to be with these people for the rest of your life. You walk away from them, I guess, anticipating that they're not going to tell on you. In the meantime, either A, like they go say something, possibly, potentially, or these 4 people, maybe they go tell 3 people. And maybe those 3 people, something happens with them. One goes tells, or maybe 2 more people would say something. So before you know it, you have this whole string of people hearing this joke that you said, or accusing you, or stating that you are the culprit who said that, because that's what they heard from so-and-so, and so-and-so heard from that person, and that person heard from you. So what I'm saying is that even though you tell a couple people these jokes, there's still the potential that someone you don't trust hears them. Okay? But I also think at the same time you could maybe come up with more clever jokes. Jokes that maybe don't have as much hate or hurt in them. And also maybe some jokes that, don't kind of like degrade a culture or ethnic group. So, that being said, how are you feeling? What do you think?
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. I don't know if I just keep getting detention all the time. Like, it's not really doing anything. Like, yeah, I just have detention. It's not like a big deal, but say stuff that could ever get me like expelled. I don't.
I mean, how do you know? You keep doing this, you think eventually maybe the school or the principal is going to get fed up with it? Do you want to leave Heritage?
No.
I mean, do you
All
like
my
it
friends
here?
are there. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, think about it though. Like you just said a couple minutes ago that you wouldn't make these jokes if you're in a different school, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you get expelled from here and you have to go to a different school?
Yeah, I guess that would kind of suck. So I would be around a bunch of people I don't like.
Would the joke be on you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is like, you know, if you don't want to end up going to a different school, if you don't want to go down the path of being away from your friends, if you just don't want to go down a bad path in general, I think that you should maybe start considering what you're saying and who you're saying it about.
Like I don't even know how to find, like all the jokes I ever hear from people are inappropriate jokes. Like they say it all like on TV and stuff, and they don't ever get in trouble. So like I don't know how, like what I could say. Like I don't know how to
Well, are you on TV?
be funnier.
Are you on TV?
No.
Are you billed as a comedian
No.
at Heritage High School or in life?
No.
Okay. So you're not a comedian. But you're also not, I mean, some of those jokes you're saying are very at the tippy top of offensiveness. And, you know, you're right, there are other comedians that have said some very equally hateful stuff. So, you're right about that. But I guess, like, the whole point of it is like, do you need to go down that path? Is that something you want to do? Because I think
No.
But I think at this point, you know, you may be leading down that path.
I mean, I like comedians. Like I kind of like want to maybe be like that type of person. Like I like joking around with my friends and like making people laugh, like I said. But it's just like I hear those types of jokes like from my stepdad, and I hear those jokes from like comedians and stuff. You know, it's like I thought that that's okay to talk about, or joke about, as long as you're like making a joke. Like I'm said, I'm not like talking about like that black kid that told on me, but I'm just like making a joke
Mm-hmm.
that he doesn't like. But
I mean,
I just don't
I
know
think
how-
like once we're done here today, you know, we're gonna be wrapping up here in a little while. I think, you know, you might want to go home and reflect on some of the stuff that we talked about today. Because like, you know, you're gonna be here, you know, part of your mandate is you're gonna be here for the next 3 to 4 months, depending on, I mean, you might get extended, I don't know. But, you know, in these next couple months, I think maybe you should try and take some time and think about like what you want to accomplish by coming here. If anything at all, I think you should try to accomplish something so you're not wasting your time. But that's up to you. That's gonna be something you have the power to do. So, I mean, have you yourself thought about that when?
yeah, I mean,
When
I
you
hear what
know
you're
you're not
saying.
here?
I want to like still be funny and you know.
What do you want to do after
joke
school?
on that.
After high school? You said you want to go to SUSU.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to play football, but I can't play. I need to be able to play next season so that
Oh, you can get an SUSU's program.
I don't know, I think so. If I can play my senior year,
Oh, okay.
if they let me.
You think they'll take you after one season?
Well, I mean, I played every other season. I just
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
able to
Oh,
play
just this season. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, because I was getting in trouble so much, so they told me I couldn't play this season. But
Okay. Well, you see right there how like what you're doing is impacting your life.
yeah, I mean, that really sucked that I couldn't play football, but I don't know. I like to be funny and tell jokes like that, but I just don't really know how to. I don't know.
Okay.
It just doesn't really like the detention and stuff doesn't really affect me, but it sucks that I'm like getting in trouble because I want to play football next season. So.
Well, I mean, have you like looked into like the idea of maybe getting into comedy?
I don't know. I don't even really know how to do that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know anything either. I'm just saying, like, have you looked into anything about it?
No, not really.
Okay. I mean, because I'm just assuming that it might, obviously you like it as an outlet and it's something that you enjoy doing. I'm just like wondering if there's like a way that you can, like, read some books, maybe get involved in like some classes, like once you're done with high school, or like a comedy program. I'm sure there's like an improv school, or maybe you get involved with theater. I don't know if maybe that's part of the theater as well.
Maybe, I don't know.
Given they got like Saturday Night Live and all that type of stuff. So.
I mean, I guess I could like look into that stuff, but I don't know. I never really thought about how you do that. I thought you just like tell jokes and stuff, and just people.
Well, I mean, you gotta. I mean, in most cases, people go to school, like a theater school or something like that. But people also, put in a lot of work and dedication towards getting there. So I mean, like given your circumstance, like you've been kind of like skipping school, and you're not involved in the football program. Your grades are shaky. How do we get Jordan back onto the fast track? I guess that's what we need to try and do. So we should come up with an idea, kind of like what I said earlier. Like what are things that we can do to get you back in the frame of mind of, involved in football, involved in SVC football, maybe getting into the world of comedy and stuff like that. But, also at the same time realizing that your current behavior is not going to get you, it's not going to do anything for you to get you where you want to be. And if you can't see that, all you need to do is reflect on all the other circumstances that you've been in these past couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, what are some things that we can do to try and get you back on track? And maybe just some small things.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I just really need to like stop getting detentions and just shit all the time because my.
Okay. So how
I
do
need
we
it, I wanna play
how do we
football.
stop you making the same mistake going to detention? Where does this all stem back to, Jordan?
Just mainly like the things I'm saying that
Okay.
are, like keep getting me in trouble. So I guess I don't know.
Okay. So being that they get you in trouble, have you been able to associate the idea of you saying these jokes and you going to detention and how interconnected they are?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see like that's what's getting me in trouble. It's just that I never really. I don't know. I just would get detention and go there for 45 minutes and like go home and like that's it. So I never really, no one ever really talked to me about it after or anything like that, or
Yeah.
told me what I needed to do after that. So it just never really like stopped me from doing it. So I don't know.
All right.
But I can see, I guess, that that's like why I'm getting in trouble.
Okay.
I just
So
like
maybe
to,
we can work on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what else? Is there any other ideas that we have that we can do?
I don't know. I mean, if you can get me in the somehow like into like looking into comedy, I mean, I guess I can
Okay.
look into that.
Okay.
That sounds like something that would be cool that I want to do. I just don't know.
Well, let's like work on the stuff like in school first, okay? Getting you back with your grades up, back into football. Not to say that we won't look at the comedy thing in the meantime. I can totally look up some stuff, get you some information on that, and get back to you with hopefully something good. But I just don't want us to get too far ahead of ourselves. You gotta walk before you can run. So, focusing on what the task is at hand. Not going to detention, having better grades, going to class, being involved in extracurricular sports, staying out of trouble, first and foremost. Because I don't know, I guess like even after this session, because we're slowly wrapping up here. It seems as though you just don't have the idea that what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really tell like when I'm making everyone laugh in class and it's completely fine, and then I make it like I make a joke and people laugh, but then I get in trouble for it. Like I just don't really know like what's making me get in trouble like for certain times, and then other times it's like everyone laughs and it's like everything's fine.
Okay. So can you like tell me what those goals were again that we were going to work on? Just so like I can hear them. Again, sorry.
Well, you want me to reflect on why I'm going to detention? That it's because I'm telling certain jokes that like are making people mad, offending people.
Yeah.
And staying out of detention so that I can play football next season.
But so you realize all this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just not putting a bunch of crap in your ear and
No, I get it. I know what I have to do. I just.
Has your mom or stepdad talked to you about any of this?
No. Okay. I don't really get in trouble at home either when I get in trouble at school, so that's another reason why like it doesn't really affect me that much.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really happens.
All right. Is there anything that you want to say these last couple minutes?
No, not really.
Nothing you want to go back over?
No. I get what you want me to do.
Well, I mean, Jordan, I'm not trying to sit here and say it's what I'm trying to get you to do. Okay. It's about what you want to do. Okay? So, I'm here to provide you support, kind of give some guidance the best way I can. And it's not about like what I'm trying to get out of the situation. It's what you should be trying to get out of the situation. Okay? And I heard you say that you want to get all these things, and I'm going to switch that over to the idea of achieving goals, because you mentioned some goals here today.
Yeah.
You mentioned going to school. You mentioned going to college. You mentioned going to the football team, getting on the football team. You mentioned going, pursuing comedy or theater at this point. We'll figure that out. But you said these are the things that you want to get.
Yeah.
So what we got to try and do is figure out how to have you get those things. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is this making sense at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that maybe you want to do for the next session?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm still just confused about joking around and how I'm getting in trouble a lot for certain things I say, and then I don't always know why I'm getting in trouble for certain things because people don't tell me or I just don't understand. So I guess just.
Well, I can try and maybe find some information about something along the lines of what the topic we're discussing, because I think I could find something that maybe could help you understand the situation better and bring some clarity. Another thing that maybe I would like to suggest is maybe you doing some daily journaling. I think that it could help you unravel some of the things that are going on with you, because it sounds as though you don't have a lot of available ears or people that are there consistently that I guess
So what do you want me to just write about, like my day?
Well, because you're not able to have that outlet of talking and getting your feelings out. Journaling might be able to provide you with some of that.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that, I guess.
Okay,
Try that.
we could.